We are live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on I Am SAC Foundation, IamSACEvents.org. I'll let you guys all know to join the movement, not the moment. Go to IamSACFoundation at gmail.com for more details. Make sure that you go to www.jamevent.org to find out about that Angelversary and this big march that we're having on the 4-year Angelversary of Stefan, which is March 18th. And grateful for everybody for tuning in on such short notice. I know I'm late by 6 minutes. Hold me accountable. Um, there's so much work that needs to be done. So as the time goes, we'll let the viewers come on in. Then we're gonna go live on Instagram as well. And there we go. Okay. And we're live on our I Am SAC Foundation Instagram. And what we want to do is get everybody to join that and follow that official I Am SAC Foundation Instagram page. I'm going to leave a link at the bottom of the page because we all need to be following that page to stay updated with the movement and not the moment. Shout out to my grandmother, Sequita Thompson, and Blessed Child Neighborhood Association. My grandpa has been going through it in the hospital. He's recovering. He's fine and healthy. He's doing really well. So thank you all who sent your prayers out there for the Clark Thompson family. We really do surely appreciate it. Now, I Am SAC Foundation. Now, what we want to do is remodel Stefan's house, a center that will bring the community together while keeping the life and legacy of my dear brother, Stefan Clark, alive. Inside of Stefan's house, there is a library, gift shop, meeting, therapy room, just all different types of great things. And we want you guys to all donate to keep this going at IamSACFoundation.com or become a member so you can help us out residually. That's www.IamSACEvents.org. And so let's make sure we're supporting the movement, not the moment, you guys. Actionable items. Number one, you know it, bridge the gap between law enforcement and at-risk communities. Before we bridge those gaps between law enforcement and at-risk communities, we must bridge the gap between community and community, okay? Frederick Douglass says it's easier to raise strong children than it is to repair broken men. And I'm in the broken men business. I'm in the repairing broken men business. How do we take these people who've been lost, who've been in the wilderness, who need help, who need to? You cannot have our actionable items. Number three, you cannot have the resources without the healing spaces. So here at I Am SAC Foundation is here to get them away from that, and I think that they need a safe and a brave space. We wanted to have Stefan's house in Oak Park, Sacramento. We couldn't have that because the people in the South area didn't want to show up. We wanted to have it in Del Paso Heights, but the people in the Manors didn't want to show up. We wanted to have it all over Sacramento. We want Stefan houses everywhere, but we eventually had to move to Carmichael in the Citrus Heights area because of the neutrality of the zone of the district. We are outside of Sacramento district. We are really like the last corner of the district, so we still qualify for Sacramento dollars, and that's why I bought the big transportation buses. People thought I bought the party buses to party all around town. Whatnot? No, not at all. I bought them for the kids to party around town. The goal was, to get these transportation vehicles so that way when the kids are coming from Oak Park or South Sacramento, they're not coming in these old raggedy prison vans, these all white creeper vans. They're coming in luxury. They got their Xboxes, their iPads, their computers, all that on the bus on the way to Stefan's house. So it makes the trip, the route more fun. You see what I'm saying? That's why I initially bought the luxury transportation vehicles. But we need drivers for that. We need people out there that's willing to work, that's willing to create their own businesses. Because I can't run the SAC Express. I would love to go out there and drive for everybody, but the SAC Express was not bought for me. It was bought for the life and legacy of Stefan and for the people watching right now. I just want to say to the life and legacy, my dear brother, may his name live in a positive life for generations and generations. Long after you and I have left this earth, I decree it, declare it, pronounce it, announce it. Everything I do is for my dear brother, and I'm going to keep doing everything I can do to commemorate his life and legacy in a positive light. And one of those are by helping others, helping the adults. Those adults need jobs too. That's why the transportation center is here. That's why the studio is here. You can create programs and teach your own program here. I have a 52-week program called Stefan Clark Sundays. You guys are watching a funded 52-week program that was created by me. I'm a teacher. I inform and educate. I receive recommendations from you all on how to prevent Stefan's. I focus on bridging the gap between not only law enforcement but at-risk communities. You know, I'm trying to bring us together, and I know that there could be a ceasefire, there could be love on all levels through all spectrums if we come together, not in the name of politics, not in the name of religion, but in the name of George Floyd, Stephon Clark, Breonna Taylor, so on and so forth. Well, when my brother died and we was out there marching, I was out there marching with you people. Uh, there was people from all different geographical locales, all different geographical locales. As soon as the march was over, everybody went back to their little sections like high school. Until we as a people are able to get it together on all levels, until we're able to bridge our gaps within our communities, until we're able to do that, they will keep killing us. They will continue to kill us. Oh yes, thank you, Mrs. Drake, for reminding me that we do have voting booths as well. Memorials and legacy has been so far. Thank you for all that because I forget we've done so much. I've always said Stefan has done more in 3 years than most men will do in a lifetime. Okay, and that's why I love him. And we do have so much, and I forget about all these things because we got somebody here for Stefan Sundays. Um, hey, Brett, how you doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good. Are you here for Stefan Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm doing a live right now because didn't nobody show up. I'm not doing it in my office, but I could bring you in.
All
Um,
right.
get,
Yeah,
get,
I shut the door, but it's locked.
okay, so give me about 15.
Okay.
All right, 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes.
Okay.
I'm bringing back in. Okay. Yeah, so we got Britt Baker in here. She's a prayer warrior. She's gonna come pray and everything for you guys. I can't stop the live right now, but we're gonna just keep it going. I'm gonna bring her in later on, probably start a new section so we can get this prayer out. You know what I mean? Because we do want to make sure we're sending love, good vibes, and positive energy. And Britt Baker is a wonderful person. You guys are all gonna love her. And she's a person that's been with the movement, and she's a member of the movement as well. You got us. We love our members. Love, love, love our members. Go to imsacevent.org and become a member of the movement now. Okay. So I'm gonna get through this SAC 6. I want to get Britt Baker in here. And number one, like I said, is bridge the gap between um, community and law enforcement. But before we do that, we have to bridge the gap between community and community. Number two is inform and educate on policy and legislative change. The word inform means to give facts. The word educate means to give moral, social, or intellectual instruction. Okay. So if you're not informing me and you're not educating me, I don't want to talk about nothing because opinions are like we all have them, okay? So inform and educate on policy and legislative change. People say, Mr. Clark, what is that? How can you explain that? After the death of my brother, the body camera policy was updated by the Sacramento Police Department. After the death of my brother, there was a foot pursuit policy that was changed, okay? After the death of my brother, there was a law that was updated that hasn't been updated since 1872. That's 8 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, which updated the use of force from reasonable to necessary. Okay, that's Stefan Clark Law, AB 392. Policy and legislative change. We've informed and educated on policy and legislative change. Policy and legislative change is legacy on paper. Okay, you can kill me, you can shut me up, you can cancel me, you can do whatever, but you cannot change the fact that Stefan Clark Law is implemented. And that law is the strictest use of force police policy in America. And that hasn't been updated since 8 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. That's legacy. Okay. Number three is to provide resources and healing spaces for those in need. I believe give a man a fish, eat for a day, teach him how to use the internet. He might never call you back. It's very important that we have the resources and the healing spaces hand in hand. Don't just give me the resources, the jobs, the 401ks, the good health care, the benefits. If we're not dealing with the trauma, if we're not dealing with the past generational grief and all the healing that has to happen. We never had culturally competent therapists. We've had therapists that don't understand where we come from, that don't understand our backgrounds, don't understand what we believe. We need cultural competent therapists in our communities. Number 4, I believe, is to commemorate the life and legacy of my dear brother, Stephon Clark. Stephon Clark is George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Stephen Taylor, Oscar Grant, so on, so much. To commemorate his life and legacy in a positive light so that his name may live on generations and generations and generations and generations and generations, long, long, long after you and I left this earth. That is why I do what I do. Number 5 is to receive recommendations from you, the people, on how to prevent Stephon's from ever happening again. The reason people say, why do you do what you do? You put yourself in grief every time you go to work. You know, the reason I do why I do, and y'all might not understand it. I don't expect you to, and I'm not asking you, I don't want you to. And it's not for it. If you don't like it, log out, click out, block it, delete it, whatever. Y'all know how I feel. No. What I'm saying is, if I'm not in this work doing this to prevent somebody else from going through what I had to go through when I lost my brother, being ostracized, being kicked out the church, being talked about, people telling me the wrong brother died, being called crazy. They said I was on drugs. They tried to call out my manhood and shit, embarrassing, trying to make me look crazy and shit. That messed up my mental health. Why would I want somebody else to go through some shit like that, huh? And excuse my language, I know, but this isn't a fun movement. This ain't church. This ain't none of that. This is a movement that is serious, and I put my blood, sweat, and tears in this movement. I'm not going back to work. I'm not going back to corporate slavery. I'm not going back to, no, that's not happening. No, you'd have to kill me. And even if you kill me, I've done so much work legacy-wise that I believe I can't die. The legacy's out there. That's why we fight for legacy. So to prevent these families, these mothers, there's a name for a husband or a wife who loses a husband. They call them widows. They say he's widowed. They're widowed. But there's no name for a mother who has to bury their child, or a father has to bury their child. And anytime you do something so bad where a law must be created, the people who did it need to be held accountable. And there's no reason I should be out here defending me or my brother's legacy or anything, or when the officers who murdered him should be proven their innocence. Justice delayed, in the words of Dr. King, is justice denied. And number 6, if you go to John 15:12 in the Bible, it says, love each other. He says, my greatest commandment is that you love each other as I have loved you. And if you skip down to John 15:18 in that same Bible, it says, if the world hates you for it, know they hated me long before they ever hated you. So that's our message. Spread the gospel of love. Everybody love everybody. I got about 10 more minutes. This last 10 minutes, we're going to set up. We're going to have prayer. Britt Baker ended on prayer. Thank you all for joining me for Stephon Clark Sunday. Remember, everybody love everybody. GMEvent.org. IamSacFoundation.com. IamSacEvents.org. Become a member of the movement. All right. Britt Baker's going to come on right now. Britt Baker, I'm about to go to you right now, and then you're going to kill us off for the last 10 minutes of Stephon Clark Sunday. All right.